things that made you go?
I have a weekend observation. Now, I don't want to get into this whole debate, but did you see Phoenix Mercury head coach Vanessa Nygaard? She said that she's amazed that Brittany Griner's first game wasn't sold out, and she was all mad about it. And it's like, you can't force fans to go to a game when the interest maybe just isn't there. The WNBA is growing. But to be like mad about it, like, I can't believe how people didn't show up. It's like,
I blame the women.
I mean, Bill Burr does. Bill Burr does a great bit about it. He's like,
I know.
He's like, ladies, you can't complain when you name a player. And
exactly.
Come on, you gotta
support the teams.
You gotta support, man.
Absolutely. That makes you say, because it should have been a bigger turnout for sure.
I think I saw, like, it might have been Bill Burr, but someone called out like a panel of women once where they were complaining about the WNBA, something along those lines, and the guy said, all right, well, name a couple teams or a couple players, and none of the women on the panel could. So it's like, well, if you don't know and you're not supporting, how do you expect everyone else to? So
no, Bill Burr definitely talks about that.
But Brittany Griner did make her debut. I thought that was pretty cool. After a year ago today, she was in a Russian jail cell, and now she's back in the WNBA. So
two things that made me say, we're going to speculate more on the conference finals, but two things that stood out to me is the Celtics' bad coaching, the coaching criticism. Because you have to attribute it to coaching, because you're like, how are they losing so bad?
Or is Eric Spoelstra so very, very good, as Drago's wife would say?
Well, yeah.
So very, very good.
He is, and that has to be the noticeable difference here, right? Like, how did the Celtics drop 3 to the Heat? And when it comes to the Lakers, it's been very competitive, but how did the Nuggets pull away at the end so quickly, right? Don't you feel like, oh, it's close? And then you look down to tie your shoe and you look back up and then they pulled away by 10 again. You're like, oh, my God. So if you believe in championship rounds, as they say, I feel like the Nuggets are so good that even if you're being competitive and you're winning, when it gets into the championship rounds, the later minutes of the game, man, do they turn it on. And it makes me say, wait, how did that happen?
Yeah, I had the game on at the house after the kid's birthday party. A couple of the parents stuck around. And at one point, it was tied. Fourth quarter. And then,
that's how good they
you
are.
turn around, you get yourself a drink, you turn back, and it's like, whoa, Nuggets by 12 right now? What's going on? Danny G, I know you just walked back in the studio. Danny, you had to be just baffled how, like, anytime the game felt close, very quickly the Nuggets just pull away
so fast.
Yeah, we talked last week about how not just Lisa Salters, but a lot of the country didn't watch much Nuggets basketball during the regular season.
But, dude, they turn it on,
We
man.
saw them because we watched them against the Lakers. I saw them on prime time a few times. They come at you in waves, and they don't stop coming at you. And if Jokic is not hot, then it doesn't matter. Jamal Murray can take over and be hot in the next game. And 2 games in a row, you saw what he can do with the best defense on him.
We always love to find a storyline, and I know Jimmy Butler, Jimmy Buckets is probably the one that most will root for. Like, what a great year for this guy, just bringing it on such a high level.
You mean Michael Jordan's illegitimate son, as they say on social media?
So, I mean, Jimmy Buckets is a great story, but I was unaware of the Jamal Murray story. Did you see Coach talking about it, saying how when Murray got hurt, he was like in tears saying like, are you guys going to get rid of me now? I'm damaged goods. And they go, no, you're our guy. Didn't play for practically, 2 years in the NBA recovering? And he's lighting it up. So it's a good comeback story for Jamal Murray is a good storyline. I'm not saying it's the one I want to see go all the way, but I mean, it looks like,
Dude, when he catches fire, though, it's game over.
Unless we're seeing history, and I know Covino has a theory on LeBron, which is if LeBron somehow, some way.
Oh, my thought is this. It makes me say, because a lot of people are like, why should I even tune in at this point?
I'm not going to watch it. I'm not even lying to you. I'm not.
Wow.
Because I'm going to grill with my family, probably do something with the kids, and watch a show with my wife. Why am I going to watch a 3-0 deficit? I'll check in on my phone.
You could be watching history in the making. No one's come back in the NBA 3-0, but if he does, 1 game at a time, as Rocky Balboa said, Rich, 1 step, 1 punch, 1 round at a time. 1 step, 1 punch, 1 round at a time. If they just focus 1 win at a time, 1 day at a time, Schneider style, Dan Byer, Schneider style, 1 day at a time, you realize that that seals his legacy? because he'd be the only guy to ever do it.
Yeah.
It's just 4 games.
I know, but then it becomes a different story,
Just
because
4 games,
everyone
bro.
compares him to Jordan and how great is LeBron. If they were to pull this off, that would pretty much seal the story right there.
I like Austin Reeves' quote. He said, "Our backs been against the wall for months, maybe more than that. We can either come out Monday and go home or fight for another day. With the group of guys we have, I know what that answer will be."
Yeah, and LeBron said in that same press conference, that's their mindset. You might not believe it, but they believe it. And Ramos, I know you had a question.
Well, I was going to say, I don't think any team with LeBron in it is ever going to quit. And just like Kobe. They never really... You might lose, but you're not going to ever not give 110% out there. But my question was, Jamal Murray... It reminds me of kind of a James Harden. Remember James Harden when they went to the finals with OKC? It was Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook. He had a great conference finals. Remember, he was awesome. But in the finals, he literally shot 5%. I mean, he went as cold as you can. Is Jamal Murray, is this the kind of series that either promotes him, if they make it to the finals, as the guy who's the go-to clutch guy, or can he go all of a sudden just ice cold and he's just gone? I don't know. I mean,
I don't know.
Is he a streaky shooter? Is he kind of he's been hot in every game in this series? But if they move on, will he continue that hot streak? Or
I think he will, but great defense could change everything, right?
I'm
look
glad
at
you-
D'Angelo
wait, I'm
Russell
glad
can't
you
even
s-
buy a bucket.
I'm glad you just said that, Covino, because I'm not the only Laker fan that was screaming at my TV for Darvin Ham to empty his bench defensively. Like, for instance, Troy Brown Jr., he is on the bench and he got benched a while back because of his inconsistent offense. But he's a lengthy, good defender. Had Darvin Ham at least tried to put Brown Jr. on him or call some timeouts and do something, you got to double them. You got to contest those 3-pointers.
And break that momentum.
Yes, you have to do something. Where the game got out of hand is where it looked like they were just kind of laughing okay, well, there's nothing we can do. We can't. No, there's something you can do. And I'm looking at Darvin Ham dude, you got to step up too right now.
Yeah. There was a time in that second quarter, where, like I said, I had my kid's birthday party, so I had the game on, but I was entertaining. People were watching the game. There was a point where I went to go get some chips. I had to rewind. I'm like, whoa, hold on. Because I was half watching in the first quarter. How many points does Jamal have? Jamal Murray went off in the first half. It was to the point where you're oh wait, I had to rewind to see if the graphic was a misprint. He was that on fire.